like hearing when Bill Mott says he's having a good day, and when he's smiling, we know that means his horses are doing really
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Our sovereignty's doing good. He had a great work. I mean, we purposely didn't let him go as quickly as we did the other day. I mean, last time he was, he was out 3/4 and 112 and 4, 7/8 and 25, and we just wanted to keep him in the rider's hands today, which he was, and he was. I think the official clockers had him 101 and 4, which that's fast enough. There's no need to go faster than that today. So
You
we,
mentioned, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you mentioned that this was one of the best chances you've had in the Kentucky Derby. You knew that he was
well, I
going to
think
relish
so.
this.
He's a good horse. He's proven he's run over the track. We've got to prove we can go 1.25 miles, but he indicates that his running style, that there's a good chance that could happen. And he's just coming into the race in real, very good order. And he's proven himself in the afternoon. He's a good horse.
What did you take from the draw yesterday? Were you happy how it shook out for
I
you?
was unshaken. uh, you know, I thought it was fine. My only hopes were I really wouldn't have wanted the 1 or the 2 post, but anything outside of that would have been fine. I think, you know, we, we have no choice in the matter. So I don't know if I would have chosen anything differently.
What do you think of the overall group of horses this year?
Pretty nice, good group, well balanced group. I think that I've heard other people say that they think it's actually a very good derby, because I think there's some horses that have shown that they're coming into their own, in their recent races, and some horses coming in with very good form. So it'll be competitive, no doubt about it.
And speed always there in the Derby in the beginning.
It's not always there, but usually. I mean, I think we've had less speed in these derbies since they started the point system. In the past, you'd have some horses that were really fast horses as 2-year-olds that, one 2-year-old races really fast up to a mile, and we don't have a lot of those anymore because they're getting their points in the longer races, which overall is probably a good thing, but you don't have the 45, 46 fractions, the first half mile. So, not, before there'd be a lot of speed horses that really looked like there wasn't much chance they were going to get 1.25 miles. But, since the point system, I think everybody's earned most of their points in longer races.
Have you had a chance to visit the paddock just yet, as far as schooling and that sort of thing? And just in general, how do you find this horse is going to be able to manage the atmosphere he'll face on Saturday?
Well, we've had him in the paddock half a dozen times, and we'll probably school him once in the afternoon. But he's been through there in the mornings, and he handles it fine. But there's not 100,000 people over there either.
But the Florida Derby's a pretty good, that paddock, people are right on top of you too, and there's a good crowd. I think that gives you some sense versus if you'd say gone to Aqueduct.
He ran down there, and we didn't even paddock school him because we're training at Payson Park, and he handled it fine. I mean, he gets, when he gets out on the track or in the paddock, I mean, sometimes he'll get a little warm, but I would expect him to, because he's a bit of a high-strung horse. I mean, he's, got high energy, good energy, and sometimes he'll sweat a little bit. You'll see him sometimes coming off the track after a gallop, but I'm not worried about that, because that's kind of usual for him.
What was sort of your thought process throughout the Florida Derby?
I thought he was good. It just, he looked like he was in the bridle down the backside, and the horse that beat him just got away from him around the turn, and he started to make up ground, and then we had a different rider on him, and he did tell us, he said around the turn he kind of lost his footing, which has been typical of that racetrack. They've had a little trouble with that final turn. They're keeping it deep and cuppy for some reason. And he said he kind of came out of the bridle a couple times around the turn, and then he, once he straightened away, he made up ground. But he got back within a length of that horse, and he was very slowly, getting to him. But the other one had gotten away from him and got first run on us, I'd say the stretch run at Churchill is a little different than what it is at Gulfstream. Two different tracks.
You've had great success in recent years with Junior Alvarado. Just talk about him as a rider, what it is that you like
Well,
about
I
him.
think we've been riding him, on and off for 10 years, and I think in the last 5 years, I think he's progressed. I think his progression has been, very an even keel. I think he's proven that he can win grade ones. I mean, I guess 2 years ago he won 6 or 7 or 8 grade ones for us, and he's won Breeders' Cups for us. So he can step into the big races and get the job done. I think he's done a very good job.
What has Junior kind of given you any comments as how he has felt and the changes that he's kind of seen in this colt?
Well, I think we all agree that he's progressed nicely. I mean, I think he's come along. In his first 2 races, he got beat, but he was coming at the end. I think we even identified him as a nice horse. After his first race, he was 4th, but he was coming on at the wire, and he galloped out in front of the field and did the same thing in his second race, although he only got beat a nose. And had he been a nose or a head closer on that day, we would have probably come to the Street Sense Stakes anyway. So we decided to bring him here to Churchill as a maiden, and fortunately, he really looked good over this racetrack when he won. And I guess it was